What is up guys, BobaTalks here, and today I am here with the follow-up Q&A video, and I'm back after a few days of being MIA. But as I said in my last Q&A video, I am back now, so today's video will be all about answering the questions you have asked me. This video might be fairly long. I mean, I don't really know how many questions I'm going to answer, but be sure to stick around just in case I answer your question. Now, as always guys, be sure to hit the like button on this video if you do end up enjoying this video. Okay, so when answering questions in this video as well, I always make the mistake of going on and elaborating too much. So to get through as many questions as I can, I'm going to try and give simplistic answers and not talk on so much, because that is just what I do naturally. So Aftershock108 asks, how do you think Harleen Quinzel will be introduced in Gotham? Well, Aftershock, I actually did a video on this, or a couple of videos. I believe it's called What is Next for Jerome Valeska, Gotham Season 3 and 4 Theories. And in this video, I go really in depth into how I think, what is next for Jerome Valeska, but also how Harleen Quinzel could be introduced in meeting Jerome. But first and foremost, actually how she could be introduced into Gotham herself. So be sure to go check out that video. It will be in the description of this video. I'll link it in there. Ashley Cook asked an interesting question, and as I said, I'm going to have to try and not answer so long answers, but what is your hopes and what would you like to happen for the future seasons of Gotham? Also, great work. Well, thank you very much. What is my hopes and what would I like to happen in a brief summary? I would like to see, ideally, I would like to see this flesh out, not as long as Smallville, I can't remember how many seasons that had, but it had quite a lot of seasons. But I would like to see Bruce do more vigilante stuff the older he gets. I believe David Mazouz just turned 16, so in the next couple of years, if it had a couple of more seasons, he would, definitely bulk up. He'll look a lot different, just because, in adolescence, those couple of years, people can change quite dramatically in how they look, more manly, so on and so forth. So it'd be awesome to see how he progresses. So Mark Lennon asks, hey Boba, would you have any interest in gaming, like games like Injustice 2, etc., and any villains you would like to see return to Gotham? Thanks for all the videos, keep up the great work. Well, thank you very much for your support. Honestly, I love games, I love gaming, but I can't game anymore, at least not for now or for a very long time. Long story short, last year, at the beginning of last year, I have encountered very sort of complicated problems with the mechanics of my hands. So whenever it comes to using a gaming controller, or even at this stage the PC at the minute, so for example, when it comes to playing a game like the analog sticks or something like that, I can't really do it for more than 3 or 4 minutes, otherwise my whole hand starts inflaming and swelling up basically, and it makes my muscles feel like they're aching like a son of a bitch. And at this point now, I do struggle to even use a keyboard and a mouse. At the minute, if you have a look, I've got an ergonomic mouse, which is ridiculous, and an ergonomic keyboard. I definitely implore anybody who suffers with like RSI or any hand mechanical problems to get ergonomics. Obviously, they're not going to fix your problem, but they do help a little bit. No, seriously, I was a huge gamer. I love gaming, and if I was gaming today, I would definitely pick up Injustice, but honestly, I cannot do any of that in my spare time now. I haven't played games for the better half of a year. It sucks so bad, but shit happens. Now, Mr. OIC, I'm not going to say your name. You really need to change your name, man. Hey, Boba, my question is, what is your favorite DC Comics character of all time? Well, I would have to say it was Batman, but I really, in the past 2-3 years or so, have come to love The Flash so much. I would have to say I love The Flash. I really do love what the CW have done with him. I love him in the comics. I am half excited for the film. I just don't know how I feel about that suit still, but I'll get over it. But yeah, overall, The Flash, I would say. But oh man, now Batman is, making me feel bad. I have him looking at me up there. Just look, hold on for a second. Look at his face. He's not happy at all, just because I said that. Now, Sif's Des Murray asks, hey, your videos are great, thank you very much. By the way, who do you think Prometheus is on Arrow, and who do you think Sabotage is on The Flash? Well, I am sorry, I will not answer this question because I want to save these for videos. But I will say, however, I don't think Sabotage's identity is so important on this season of The Flash, because they did say they didn't want to do the whole remove the cowl thing. Hey, I'm, Zoom, or hey, I'm Harrison Wells, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I'll save this for future videos, so look for them in the future. So the Knowledge Wizard asks, when do you think Solomon Grundy will come, and do you think we will see Ra's al Ghul soon? I know a lot of people have said that Solomon Grundy could end up being Morrow, Lee's former husband, if you will, who Jim shot and killed. But I mean, they could save that for like a story arc next season, or maybe the season after that if the show goes on that long. But as for Solomon Grundy, I really don't know. They could just explore that with a whole different actor. I really feel like they should concentrate on other characters such as Scarecrow first before they even go into Solomon Grundy. And do I think that we'll see a Ra's al Ghul soon? I don't. I mean, that would be really ambitious. I have heard that, there is a sort of League of Assassins sort of character, sort of a mentor coming into Gotham to sort of look over Bruce. If he has anything to do with the League of Assassins, that would be awesome. But fully fledged Ra's al Ghul coming into Gotham would be a bit too soon, I think. I think Bruce needs to be a couple of years older. So if anything, if they did want to do the Ra's al Ghul Batman training storyline, that would have to be when Bruce is like relatively 18 years old or a bit more, because that's pretty intense. So Nerds United asks another Gotham question. Do you think the show will end up with Bruce becoming Batman? Yes, that would be the ultimate goal, but will the show make it to, I don't know, season 8 or 9? I mean, it'd have to go that far for Bruce to relatively put on the cowl. I don't think he'll be fully fledged Batman, but as I've said in my previous videos, I think he'll be more of like a Batman year 1, with the freaking rope grapple on his backpack with a bit of a cowl, but he hasn't got a cape, he hasn't got all the techie gadgets. I think it'll be more that approach, and in the last episode, we would see him putting on the cowl, because that's how they would like to end it, in sort of a similar way with what Tom Welling did in Smallville. So Mr. J86 asks, what do you think the heavily rumored upcoming new Star Wars show will be about, and when do you think it will be set? I actually don't know, because I'm not in the industry. I do not have any of the secrets, so I do not know what it will be about. But what I want it to be about, God, please, Disney, make a Star Wars show about the Old Republic era. So the Old Republic is set, give or take a couple of thousand years before the rise of Darth Vader, and honestly, oh man, if I had to say, if you're a Star Wars fan and you haven't been into the Old Republic era or the Old Republic games, I would implore you to check out, the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic stories and video games, because honestly, don't get me wrong, Star Wars main story is amazing, but they have made just as much rich content for the Old Republic era as them is, episodes 1 to 9. So Badass Saisha asked, what is your favorite superhero? As I said earlier, I would have to say Flash, a cross between Flash and Batman. Do you have any brothers or sisters? Yes, I have one sister and one brother. What is your favorite Star Wars movie? Empire Strikes Back. Do I have any pets? Yes, I have a dog. It's a flat coat retriever. I actually posted a picture of him on my Instagram recently. Go follow me on Instagram. I have a couple of cats as well. 5. At what season do you think Gotham will end? That is really hard to predict. I mean, lots of people are speculating right now season 4 might not even get made, but I do think it is a no-brainer that they will renew it for season 4. But at the same time, I do understand, looking more and more into it, that Fox could completely fuck everybody over and ruin a great show. But that doesn't mean it wouldn't be picked up by another network or something like that. But I really think it will get season 4. But as for season 5, yeah. So Rachel Rebecca asks, these are pretty basic questions, I will admit, but I'm genuinely interested. Who would you like to see show up in Gotham soon, hero or villain? So who would you like to see show up in Gotham soon, hero or villain? I would have to say, and probably you might know this already, Scarecrow. He's a few years older by now from what we saw in season 1. I really want to see, I don't know. I don't know how they would do it. I mean, because he was admitted as pretty crazy because he took a major dose of his father's fear toxin, the very beginnings of the toxin that Scarecrow will use one day. But I would love to see him, I don't know, just come to Gotham in season 4. Maybe a 1 or 2 episode storyline. Not as long as the Mad Hatters, obviously, because I don't know if they could do that with this character just yet. But it'd be cool to just see maybe an episode or 2 of him, going around the city, fear dosing people up. Then Jim is going around thinking, hey, I've seen this before in season 1, we need to tackle this. So that would be awesome to see. That would be an awesome, story arc for his character. As I said, it's really cool to see young actors come back a few years later on the show, because they do look quite a lot different. And, it really gives you that grasp of what they will be one day in the Batman universe. And favorite and least favorite episodes in the series so far? I mean, that's a difficult question, because I do like all of the Gotham episodes. I mean, because I'm a really big fan, obviously. But any show, this to answer your question, in any show, I don't really like filler episodes. Ones with really weak villains that they just chuck in there, and there's no barely main plot that they're carrying throughout it, and it just really it's just like, yes, this is the show, it's cool, but it's like, wait, this is actually kind of a boring episode. I don't like episodes like that. A good example of this as well is that, I don't know if you guys watched The Flash, where in this season where they had that episode with the Shade character, that was truly a filler episode for me. The villain, yes, however, he was a comic villain. They didn't bring him to life as much as I wanted to, and when they have comic book villains like that they bring to the show, and they just use it in a very weak way, I just feel like it discredits the episode and discredits the villain himself, and it just makes it a boring filler episode. I don't know. You guys all know what filler episodes are, so any filler episode of Gotham, or any show for that matter, is just like, ugh. Elva asks, favorite X-Men character and favorite version of the Joker, opinion on Victor from Gotham. So my favorite X-Men character, honestly, if I really think about it, it has to be, the first class Charles Xavier, or from basically the younger version of the X-Men films. I just really love Charles Xavier, the character, and especially James McAvoy's take on it. I don't know, I feel like he brings a lot of emotion and just sincerity to his performances. I do love Patrick Stewart, don't get me wrong, but I just love, the first class films. I know they're not first class, but I can't remember for the life of me at the minute the next ones. Favorite version of the Joker has to be, it's such a cliche answer, but Heath Ledger. Second to that, Jerome, obviously, because Jerome is fantastic. It's a really unique circumstance because Gotham is young. The character Jerome is young. He's only my age in real life. It would be great to see Jerome on the screen, but you just can't really compare it to like a fully fledged Batman film, I feel like, with the Joker, like Heath Ledger. Whereas Gotham, he's not quite the Joker yet, as much as you guys want to say he is. They still haven't 100 billion gazillion% confirmed. Even though it is so obvious he's heading that way, there's still a lot of transformation to go, and for all we know, the producers and the writers could completely fuck us over, because, as I said in a previous video, they were going to behead him. After killing him before, do I need to say it anymore? So Brian Flores asked, do you think The Flash should get a new suit on the TV show? If so, is there a particular one you would like to see him wear? Honestly, I really love the CW suit on The Flash, more so than the actual Justice League one. The only changes I would do to it is maybe brighten up the suit a little bit more. At the beginning, I really did love the darker red, but now I feel like a bit more of a vibrant red. And honestly, I know some people don't like it, and I don't want them to go over the top with this, just like they did with sort of Batman's cows with like the giant ears, because I feel like Batman should always have shorter ears on his cowl. But anyway, you'll see what I mean. With the Flash's suit, I really want the lightning bolts on his ears to be a bit more like longer, like in the comic books. As I said, at the minute, I don't mind the little lightning bolts, but I do want them to be like a little bit more like speedstery, with them going out a bit more. I think that would be freaking awesome. Exactly like this. You see what I mean? That's gonna be very blurry, but yeah, you can see on the side, they are quite a lot longer than what they have in a CW, but I cannot be bothered to autofocus this. But yeah, as you can see on the side, they're a lot longer than what they have on the current suit on the Flash on the CW. Siddharth Akoko Productions asks, what is your most anticipated movie of the year? And that is Star Wars The Last Jedi. Honestly, I don't think anything else excites me more than when a new Star Wars film is coming out. Not so much with Rogue One. Don't get me wrong, I love that film, I was excited for it. But when, one of the new ones comes out from like, episode 7, 8, and 9, that is a huge big deal for me. I feel so alive, and I can't rest till I've seen it. Van X said, what do you think the future is for Nigma and Penguin? There's actually an article, I think I mentioned this in one of my previous videos about, the whole Penguin thing going on at the minute, where John Stevens said the relationship between Nigma and Penguin is still going to be back and forth like a love-hate relationship throughout the future, even throughout the second half of Season 3. And if there is future seasons of Gotham, they're definitely going to explore a love and hate relationship bouncing back and forth to each other, but it's never going to be complete best friends ever again. But they will need each other in the future, and then they will detest each other in the future back and forth over and over again. So I think that is definitely the way they're going to play it. So Xander's asked me, what inspired you to make YouTube videos? I don't know. I've always liked the idea of, I don't know, whenever I saw you vlog, I think this goes way back, 8 years. I've been watching YouTube since, the originals, the OGs like Kasim G, Shay Carl, and everyone like that, before Maker Studios was even made, was the biggest of the big. And I don't know if any of you know what I'm talking about, But, the whole idea of when I watched them as a kid and they were vlogging, I always liked the idea of having an audience and creating content because I feel like I'm a really creative person. And then throughout the years with my friends, I made a channel when I was like 15, and this is 8 years ago. And we made like Skyrim videos, and, they got like over 100,000 views and stuff like that. That was awesome to see such cool feedback. And then I made a gaming channel of my own. And then when last year busted up with my hands, I couldn't game anymore. So I thought, what else am I interested in? Because I definitely don't want to stop doing what I'm doing because I love doing this. I really do love. I've always known I wanted some kind of career path in video. I mean, obviously, whether it's YouTube or not, I definitely want to do stuff like this somehow. I figured that, oh God, well, I'm a huge nerd, so I can just talk about stuff like this. So yeah, that's all there really is to say about what inspired me to make YouTube videos. Deoxys, sorry if I mispronounced your name. How did you build such a huge collection of figures, posters, etc. and was it really expensive? I'm looking to start collecting pop vinyls and was wondering if you had any advice on such a thing. Honestly, everything you see in the background is basically like a collection of years of collection, and I'm not a rich person at all. I'm actually very low income with what I'm earning right now. So like half of these are like birthday and Christmas presents throughout the years because, pop vinyls have been around for like 4 or 5 plus years now. So if there's any advice I would have for like buying pop vinyls, don't go crazy, because if you do have the money, you probably will be of the mindset where it's like, oh, I like that one. Oh, but I really want that one, so I'm going to get that one. But don't forget, everybody, money adds up. And only after you've bought it, you'll think, oh man, like 2 pop vinyls just amounted up to $30-something. That's just ridiculous, But I very rarely actually buy my own pop vinyl figures these days, or for that matter, any of this stuff, because I just can't afford it. So Badass 9000 asks like a really cool question, and this is something I've always had an issue with the CW shows. Question: do you think we could see an Earth 1 version of Supergirl in the multiverse? It's like, I wish. I mean, yeah, what is the deal with that? I mean, surely Krypton blew up on Earth 1, out there in space. Clark got sent to Earth 1. Supergirl got sent to Earth 1. It would virtually be what we have today, but put onto Earth 1, from Earth 2. But, like, why? Why aren't they doing that? Because it's just a clusterfuck of mess with what they've done with the shows. Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge fan, but seriously, I wish it was more, like, comic book accurate in the sense that Supergirl, Superman, all the ones that we've been introduced to on the CW so far. So not necessarily Batman. I'm cool that he's out there somewhere, but, blah, 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 licensing and stuff like that. They don't want to introduce him just yet. But, like, why have Kara on Earth 2? I mean, I get how it was on a different network at first, but I feel with this whole multiverse thing is just really silly. I mean, I get how there's a multiverse out there in the comics and stuff like that. I'm going on a bit of a rant now, but where is Earth 1 version? Literally, it should be like, Krypton still blew up on Earth 1. Superman still should have come to Earth 1, but where is he? Like, I don't feel like answers like that will ever be answered, because they just made a huge mess in organizing that. You get what I mean. Technically, because, we've got the Flash and the Green Arrow and Batman, everyone on Earth 1. There should be Superman and Supergirl on Earth 1 too, but because they kind of made a bit of a clusterfuck of a mess, Superman and Supergirl are from Earth 2, and as for Earth 1, Superman and Supergirl, it's practically non-existent. This is just the way shit goes down on this universe of CW. But ideally, it should just be all one Earth. Sure, there's going to be multiverses out there, and maybe they could even tease that with other Supergirls on Earth 38, but Earth 38 Supergirl should be Earth 1 Supergirl, if that makes sense. But I'm going on, this is what I wanted to avoid doing. But yeah, your question was really good. I like that one. So Bertie Miller asked me a really cool question. Are you going to do Walking Dead videos? I have done them before, like only 1 or 2. I would like to do more Walking Dead videos. And as I've said, this channel is, entirely actually opposite of a Gotham channel. I do want to branch out and cover other shows like I am attempting to do with The Flash and, DC EU news and stuff like that. As for The Walking Dead, I will try to do more videos. Let me know if you guys would like to see that more. I mean, as I said, I'm planning to do more other shows regularly. But as for background knowledge with The Walking Dead, I've only read like the first volume. I haven't read into the comics, but I'm just not as knowledgeable as to what they're going to do in the show from the comics because I haven't read them. So, but let me know if you would like me to do more Walking Dead videos, because I certainly would like to, I don't know, do theory videos at least as to what I think could happen, because they're definitely not doing 100% comic book, interpretation from what I've read. So Ben Halliwell, sorry if I mispronounced your name, asks, will you ever collaborate with Juice from the Box? I've never done a collaboration on this channel, and I mean, this channel is still very relatively young in terms of, you know, YouTube-ness. But in terms of collaborations, I'm definitely up for doing them. I think Juice from the Box is an excellent YouTuber. I know lots of you guys like him as well. So, I mean, if he was ever up for working something out, I would definitely be up for that. And the same with any other YouTuber who does similar content. I feel like, you know, because we make similar videos, we definitely have some kind of, you know, stuff to talk about. In terms of collaborations on this channel and in the future, I'm definitely up for doing collaborations with other YouTubers. It's just a matter of logistics and working out when and how this is going to happen and what time is convenient for that person and what content we're even going to make. Okay, and the last question is from John Michael Beach, and he asks, Boba, please continue to do videos on Gotham and a few others. Don't get overwhelmed with so many and fail to do justice to the very good ones like Gotham. I don't really fully understand the question, but this is kind of an opportunity for me to sort of expand on what I've already said. I am still going to do videos on Gotham. I'm just not going to do the reviews, like, you know, every episode that comes out, review the episode. But I'm still going to be doing trailer breakdowns of every episode that, you know, is going to come out next week, and, you know, break those down and, you know, do theory videos based on what happens in episodes and what people post on the internet, and just getting a collective thought overall and turning it into a cool video for you guys. So, for example, with the drone videos I've made before, and stuff like that, and all the videos that you guys essentially love will still be out there. I'm just trying to branch my channel into a lot more than Gotham Season 4 Episode 2 review and breakdown. But guys, honestly, thank you for all these questions. I'm sorry I couldn't get through all of them. I really enjoyed this Q&A, so if you want me to do another one, just let me know in the comments below. And if there's any other types of videos like this you want me to do, be sure to let me know in the comments below. As always, everybody, I really appreciate your support. It's absolutely amazing. We're already on 4,200 and something subscribers, so this channel is going great. It's going above and beyond what I ever thought it, you know, I could make it, and that's all thanks to you guys. So as I said at the beginning of this video, guys, if you did enjoy this video and you've got this far in the video, be sure to hit a like to let me know that you did enjoy it. And as I was away for a couple of days this week, I will be uploading tomorrow and Sunday as well, which I am trying to do anyway every week. But I'll be making up for the couple of days that I missed today, tomorrow, and the next day. So be sure to keep an eye out for videos on the weekend. And I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, as always. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.